All right, everyone, welcome back. Ready for another deep dive?
Let's do it.
Awesome. So today we're tackling this pretty profound idea, really.
Oh, yeah.
It's all about, individual significance, like how much of an impact can one person really have? And
Makes you think, doesn't it?
seriously, and we're exploring all this through this source called The Echo of Significance. Catchy title,
It
right?
definitely grabs your attention.
It does. And it really gets you thinking, especially because, we live in a world of what, like 8 billion people? Feels kind of overwhelming sometimes, Like, how can one person actually make a difference in all that?
It's easy to feel small, that's for sure.
Totally. And actually, the source, it kicks off with this really powerful image.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
Okay, so picture this, right? You're standing on a beach, looking out at this endless ocean. And, you can't even see the horizon, just water everywhere.
I'm getting that feeling already, that feeling of being dwarfed.
Exactly. Like you're just this tiny speck compared to the vastness of it all. And honestly, it can make you feel pretty insignificant.
For sure. But isn't that where the challenge starts? Like, that feeling of insignificance, that's where this whole idea of individual impact comes in, right?
I think so. Because the source, it doesn't stay zoomed out on that big picture, that overwhelming ocean view.
It zooms in.
It does. It shifts the focus to, get this, the individual droplets that make up each wave.
Whoa, that's a cool perspective shift.
Right. And it makes this point that each droplet, even though it seems tiny, it's still crucial to the ocean's power. Like the waves wouldn't exist without all those individual drops coming together.
It's like each one contributes to the whole.
Yeah. But okay, real talk. We're not droplets. Right? So how does this ocean analogy actually apply to us as people?
I see your point, but think about it this way. Each of us, even though we're just one person in billions, we still make choices every single day.
Tons of them.
Exactly. And those choices, they ripple outward, they impact other people. Well, think about it. Your choices affect your family, your friends, maybe your community, your workplace, maybe even the world, eventually. Who knows?
So it's like, even though our individual actions might seem small, they all add up.
That's it. Just like those droplets combining to create powerful waves, our individual choices can come together to create real change. It's all interconnected,
Okay, that's actually a really powerful way to think about it. And speaking of connections, the source, it spends some time talking about how everything in nature is connected too, right?
Absolutely. It emphasizes that even the tiniest creatures play a vital role in the ecosystem.
I like that, the ecosystem.
Yeah, and it uses this really cool example, bees.
Bees.
Yeah. Like, we might think of them as, I don't know, annoying or even kind of scary sometimes.
Especially if you're allergic.
Haha, for sure. But they're actually essential for the survival of tons of plants.
Seriously.
Think about it. Bees pollinate flowers, which then produce fruits, vegetables, all kinds of stuff. Without bees, our entire food system would be in huge trouble.
Wow, I never thought of it that way.
It's true, and it goes even further than that. Those plants that bees pollinate, they provide oxygen, they prevent soil erosion. They're part of this delicate balance that keeps the whole ecosystem going.
So what you're saying is, even a tiny creature like a bee has a huge impact on the world.
Exactly. And it's the same for us, even if we don't always see it. Each of us, like the bee, we have a unique role to play in the grand scheme of things.
And our actions, no matter how small they seem, they all have an impact.
That's the key takeaway here. We're all connected, and our choices matter more than we might realize.
So how do we go from feeling insignificant, like that person standing on the beach, overwhelmed by the ocean, to actually making a difference?
Well, the source talks about this idea of a ripple effect, remember?
Like those rings you get when you throw a stone in a pond.
Exactly. The source uses that analogy to describe how our actions spread outward, impacting the world around us.
Okay, I'm following you.
So think about it. Every choice you make, even something as simple as planting a tree.
Or, I don't know, like smiling at a stranger.
Exactly, or speaking up for what you believe in or donating to a cause you care about. All those actions, they create ripples. And those ripples, they can spread out and touch countless other lives.
Okay, I'm starting to see how this all ties together. We might feel small, but our actions can create these ripples of change.
And that brings us to one of the most powerful quotes in the whole source, the one by Margaret Mead. Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has.
That's a classic.
It is, and it perfectly captures the essence of what we're talking about here. History isn't shaped by some faceless mass. It's shaped by individuals who choose to act, who choose to make a difference.
And you know what? That's actually really encouraging. Like, it means that even if I feel like just one tiny drop in the ocean, I still have the power to create waves.
Exactly. And history is full of examples of individuals who did just that. Think of Rosa Parks refusing to give up her seat on the bus, or Greta Thunberg starting a global movement for climate action. Those were individual actions that sparked huge changes.
Wow, yeah, those are amazing examples.
They are, and they remind us that anyone, anywhere can make a difference. It just takes that first step, that decision to act.
So for our listeners out there, what actions are they taking? What kind of impact are they making on the world?
That's a great question. Maybe you're volunteering at a local soup kitchen or donating to a charity that supports refugees.
Or maybe you're just being kind to your neighbors or helping out a friend in need.
Exactly. All of those actions, however small they may seem, they contribute to a better world, and that's something to be proud of.
I like that. So we've talked about the ocean analogy, the interconnectedness of everything, the ripple effect. Is there anything else from the echo of significance that we should touch on?
Well, the source ends on this really beautiful image, and I think it's worth highlighting.
Okay, let's hear it.
It asks you to imagine yourself as a star in the night sky.
Ooh, I like that.
Right. And it emphasizes that just like every star contributes to the brilliance of the entire galaxy, each of us possesses a unique brilliance and potential.
So it's like we all have something special to offer the world.
Exactly. And by embracing that inherent worth, by taking action, no matter how small, we can shine brightly and make a positive impact.
This has been a really inspiring conversation, honestly. It's so easy to get caught up in that feeling of insignificance, but the echo of significance, it really challenges us to think differently, to see the power in individual action.
I agree. It's a reminder that we all have the potential to create positive change, to leave our mark on the world.
So to our listeners out there, what small but significant action will you take today? What ripples will you create?
Remember, you have that power within you. Embrace it and let your brilliance shine.
That wraps up our deep dive into the echo of significance. We hope you're leaving feeling inspired and empowered. Remember, even though we might feel small in the grand scheme of things, we are all capable of making a positive impact on the world. Keep shining bright.
And keep making those ripples.
See you next time.
Bye, everyone.